by unpaid medical expenses that cost people the house, destroyed their credit, and pushed many even into homelessness. But the startling statistic is that out of that 63%, 75% had a health care policy. But it was a policy that did not cover their condition. So they were underinsured. They were paying too much for too little coverage. But there's another group out there. There's people like me. My church provides me and the other staff and employees with pretty good health care coverage. But as a church, we've reached a point where we can hardly continue to pay the cost of that health care for the employees. And the portion that they now have to pay to make it affordable is gouging into the money that they need to take care of the needs of their family. So we have the uninsured, the underinsured, and then you have those with good coverage who simply cannot continue to afford the rising costs of their premiums. And when you add it all up, 80% of Americans are in drastic need of a change in healthcare in this country. That's the truth that the people across the street don't want you to know, so that it will set you free.
Healthcare's a right, not a privilege.
This is not only an economic issue, it's a moral issue.
That's right.
Nothing could be more moral, because no single issue more directly and personally strikes to the issue of life or death than health care. It is a life and death decision. The reality is everything you do in your body. And the ability to be healthy is the ability to do everything else you could ever aspire to do in life. And for the people in the faith community who so often find themselves on the wrong side of the human issues, the reality is you can't even read the Bible that so many people claim
Right on.
without realizing that almost all of the miracles that Jesus performed, which certified him as God's Messiah, they were miraculous healings of the sick.
That's right.
Jesus was the greatest healthcare provider in history.
Nice.
And he is inextricably tied to the matter of healthcare. And his words to the New Testament church going forth in his name was, go forth in demonstration of power and heal the sick. You cannot claim faithfulness to the barefoot Christ who grew up in the ghettos of Nazareth and died a condemned man under the tyrannical power of Rome. You cannot claim faithfulness to him without standing in advocacy of the sick, the poor, the marginalized, for inasmuch as you do it to the least, you have done it unto him. When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? When I was sick, did you see about me? Martin Luther King, the one true prophet in this nation, he challenged us politically and spiritually. The political morality of the nation he challenged when he said that any nation that year after year spends more money on weapons of war than it does on programs of human uplift is a nation that is fast approaching spiritual death. He challenged the faith communities within the body politic when he said, whether you're Christian, Islamic, Judaism, or whatever, he says that any religion that pretends to be concerned about the souls of men, but are not concerned about the slums that damn them, the economic conditions that cripple them, and the social conditions that strangle them, is a dry as dust religion. And the question I ask them is, who is their God?
Right on.
And once again, we're here today because as a nation, we are too humane to leave people sick unnecessarily. We're too humane to watch people go bankrupt because of the health care costs unnecessarily. We are too humane to watch businesses go under by the crushing weight of escalating healthcare costs that will increase by 125% over the next 10 years if we do nothing, quite unnecessarily. That's why we say today, what do we want?
Healthcare!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Healthcare!
When do we want it?
Now!
Hey, hey, ho, ho, the status quo has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the status quo has got to go. Now somebody scream. This is our moment. We will not be deterred. This time we will get it done by any means necessary.
Yes, we can.
By any means necessary. It's a life or death issue. I want to bring to the platform at this time a small business owner who wants to tell you how this issue of health care is a maker or a breaker for all those people out there who are self-employed trying to live the dream. 80% of new jobs in America that will be produced will or will not be produced by small businesses. Healthcare strikes to the issue of the recovery of our economy. Let's receive Miss Jody Hall at this time, who can make it plain for small business owners.